So in high school, I used to be very awkward, and I decided to teach myself how to juggle. But back in the mid '90s, early '90s, there was no YouTube. There was no the internet was as it was. My computer, I remember, was a monochrome uh, monochrome monitor, and there were no videos around. So I had to figure out like how to do it. So I figured like I grabbed three balls, baseball, because I was kind of stupid. Don't use baseball if you're learning. Get yourself like they sell this in stores. Some stores they have it. Hobby stores, custom shops. Find three of this. They're softer and you will not get hurt. You will still get hit with them when you're learning, but it is what it's part of the learning process. Um, so I began exploring like okay, so I will have to toss one to that. I have to toss one, toss the other 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 one. And eventually I discovered this pattern. Then I discovered this other pattern. And I asked myself, can I do more? Like, and then I discovered, oh, two. Okay, I can do two in one hand. And again, I never was very athletic or anything, so this to me surprised me. And I was like, okay, can I do like this one and two columns, you know? And and I began exploring more patterns and all that kind of stuff over time. 2008, I kind of decided to start practicing more and more and trying to discover new ways of juggling. 2010, I was in theater in Hudson Valley and watched a video with a friend of mine, and that got me interested in learning uh, the Diablo. I saw a performance of somebody juggling Diablo, and I was like, oh, that looks really cool. I want to learn how to do it. So I bought a few Diablos and I began practicing how to juggle the Diablo, and I can do up to two. Um, Not very good, but up to two. Um, and then I always have been fascinated by the clubs, so I decided that I needed to try to do clubs, and I began practicing at home too. So I could do clubs too. And so I got into practice clubs and learned how to juggle clubs. This was a challenge, but it was fun to learn how to do this. I became mildly obsessed. You know, it took me a while to get the pattern right because you have to, compared to this one where you just toss it, this one you have to worry about the rotation of the club. And I'm still not very good. I know very few tricks, but I'm not like 100% perfect on it. You know, right now I just missed that one. Again, I'm in my room, so sorry, limited space. But I like practicing in my home because it gives me like, oh yeah, I have to be extremely careful with how it does the thing, so that way I can keep it in a very narrow space. Because there are sometimes spaces where I have performed that there's not a lot of like space to perform. So I have to have more control over how I do things and how I juggle. Again, it takes a while, but it's been a fun experience trying to learn different objects, different things to juggle, just because, including like things and of course like flower sticks, which is this one. Flower stick, which this one I made. I think it was a way of pushing my abilities and see how far I could go and try different objects because it's fun, you know, like it's interesting. I think if I had focused on one object, I would have become um, much better in that. But I like trying different objects because I don't know. I wanted to try other things, you know, and they are not that easy. Each of them is juggled in different ways, but just being able to do the basics of each of them is fascinating. Even if it's just like I'm not the best juggler in the world, but just learning different ways of juggling And like I mentioned, this one I actually ended up I made this one myself with materials that I have. I made it like in 2013. It's almost 10 years ago that I made it, and it's still been going around. Anyway, that's all I got. Peace, everybody. Stay safe. And if you want to pursue juggling, there are a lot of videos online that you can find. People that teach actually videos online. I don't do many videos teaching, but like if you want to start getting these ones and learn the cascade or the figure eight pattern. It's a basic pattern that every juggler needs to learn. Except if you are doing the diabolo and the flower stick, that's a different way of doing that. But enjoy it, and it's also good exercise too, and that's why I like it. It's different exercise, but it keeps you active. Bye.